So, the middle portion that it's at its thinnest is about 100-foot diameter, with slightly bowing out towards the base. Like, the last 10 feet, it kind of starts to bow out. And about, I'd say 300 feet up is where the top is, and you can just manage to see that there seems to be a half-circle glass window that goes around the top, with the rest of it kind of just being the same brick. The brick itself is very black, but flecks of gold. Almost like the night sky. Yeah. But other than that, it just stands as a pillar in the middle of the sands.
Are there any windows?
Yes.
Is that one?
At the top.
Besides that one?
No.
Yeah.
Besides that one, no. That is literally the only glass you can make out on the tower from the angle you're standing at.
What's the door situation like?
There's a...
What? You can't just teleport in?
I mean, I think I can, actually.
I can't.
There's
Yeah.
a small, size, well, general person-sized human wooden door. It's not made out of people. That'd be too much.
A wood-sized people door.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
with a simple pull ring as opposed to a knob.
It's Hootie.
And, that's about all you can see. It's much plainer than you thought the Tower of Zanzibar would be. Quite simple. Questions, comments, thoughts, concerns?
We're here!
Where we arrived. Yeehaw.
Yep.
So Hel will take a few steps closer to it and see if she can just kind of put a hand on the side.
And you do so.
I assume we're like here now, right?
You're here.
Well, we'll get off. I assume we're like all off-leely and heading up to the door. I guess I'll just knock on the front.
Hel's gonna give him a look when he just knocks.
You get no answer. Hold on, let me change the music real quick.
Oh boy. Okay.
There we go. So yeah, you knock, you get a no answer.
I can't imagine this door has a lock on it.
I mean... You know, you have a fair point. Is there any like handle or like door opening apparatus?
Yeah, there's just a ring pull.
Alright, I'll try and pull it.
And you try and pull it outwards.
I mean, it is a ring pull.
So you take the ring, you lift it up, you pull, and the door just is stuck.
Well, I tried. Let's go home, everyone.
thought we agreed we were leaving with a sword.
It was a joke. Never mind.
Yeah, this is the people you joke with.
So Hyel is gonna try yanking on the door thing now.
I have a potential better idea. This door seems stuck.
You're
Rhino?
gonna suggest we blow it up. Oh,
Oh, I would totally expecting blow it up.
Rhino, you seem good at things that might be stuck. You wanna lend a hand, pal?
You want me to bust the door down of Zanzibar?
The door of
I mean-
Zanzibar.
I assume this is a handle, and it seems like a pull handle.
yeah, wait a minute.
I'm not. I'm
Jade.
not expecting you to break the door, but if you want to, I won't stop you.
To be honest, I can't blame you for this one. And he just walks over, picks up the handle, holds it level to the door. You know, like horizontally. And he kind of just turns the entire ring and then pushes the ring into the door. And you just hear the door go.
Wow, the door sounds like Lily.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's Zanzibar, and that is literally the best answer that the rhino has.
You know,
Have you been
You
here
know-
before?
you know what?
Only very
Accept it.
rarely.
I
That's
really want to.
more than I imagine for most living things on the planet.
Yeah, it is more than most living things I would believe would want to.
Indeed.
Yep. And as he fully opens it, you just see black mist coming out of the door frame.
Yeah, Hyel's backing away from that.
Samson's gonna try and cover his mouth with his cloak.
And Rhino's kind of just standing there. It's not poison, don't worry. It's just kind of dust.
In my experience, any air you can see is not a good sign.
Can him clean the air?
Wait, doesn't she
Doing
live
it.
Doesn't she live in like a snow place? Can't you see your breath?
Yeah, that means it's so cold, and that's not the greatest of things.
Yeah.
I'm breathing. That's bad.
But anyway, before anybody enters, Rhino will reach into his bag and he'll pull out a large folded cloth and he'll lay it at the doorway. And he'll actually try his best to wipe his feet. He lays the cloth inside, not outside on the sand.
Oh well, yeah, that'd be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to be sure.
Nim could clean that, but whatever. Making Nim's job obsolete. It's fine.
The the rhino encourages the wiping of the feet.
Oh yeah, in a place where it's so fucking dusty you can see it.
All right.
We should wipe our feet. Nim doesn't say that, but I judge. Nim will.
So, yeah. I'm just gonna go. Oh, ladies first. No offense, Rhino.
The rhino is
Be a
not
lady if
offended.
you want.
Yeah, Nim will clean her feet and then go in.
Does Yala go in, like, at all?
I don't know. I think she's waiting.
What does
Yeah,
Nim
well.
see?
Oh well, I've been courteous. And then, yeah, Samson will, like, wipe his feet off on the thing, causing his spurs to jingle jangle.
Is everybody in the building yet?
Hyel would go in blastish.
Fair. So, as you all enter, Rhino kind of looks at you, to all of you, to close the door.
Sure.
He's gonna ditch us, isn't he?
I mean, Rhino's inside, right?
Yeah, he's inside with you.
Oh, never mind.
Is Lily just parked outside?
Yeah, Lily's just outside.
Now Rhino, I don't want you to think I don't like you, but shouldn't someone be out there with Lily, making sure she don't shrivel?
She should be fine for the duration that I will be in there.
I take it you're not gonna be here long then.
Hopefully not. As
Alright.
kind of starts walking up the stairs, and it's as you notice that there's nothing inside the doorway but stairs. There's just enough space for you all to kind of get inside, and then it just immediately starts turning into a spiral staircase.
This is
Alright.
very irritating.
How high up is this once again?
Right now, ground level.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
the
where
tower's
does the staircase
300.
end?
The staircase, well, you don't know where the staircase ends because you just entered the tower.
No, well, how tall is the tower again?
About
300
300
feet.
feet.
Oh. Okay, my plan is to use Dimension Door to get up these stairs.
I see how it is.
You can take off your armor.
And leave it down here?
Put it in the bag.
We can walk.
I don't want to walk.
Kel will carry you like a potato sack again.
Why?
If you
I'm the one
complain.
sobering up.
Do you want to be carried?
It'd be nice once in a while.
Fine.
I haven't gotten to be carried by y'all yet.
She's gonna pick up Samson.
So you all start walking up the stairs.
Yeah, because Samson took
I
Nim's
took the
carry.
yalla. Get
You
wrecked,
can take the
loser.
rhino.
And
Yeah.
as you start walking up the tower, it then becomes painfully aware that there's not any sconces or torches or light sources. And yet, at the same time, you can still see. The walls are just as black as the outside, glittered with those flecks of gold. But you can't tell if there's any light source.
Kiala probably doesn't notice because she has dark vision anyways.
Well, for the people
Nimbus.
who would notice.
So Nim asks Rhino if he could carry her, as she's never walked up this many steps in her life.
Rhino just gives you a look.
Nim looks as scrawny as she is.
Nim just puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, pretty much.
One cannot build muscle if one does not use them.
Yeah, Nim.
I'm
go
a
build
mage.
some
I'm not
muscle.
supposed to use muscle.
Yeah, you literally just said head pages don't need muscle.
And at that point, he kind of just stops and looks at her and goes, "You are in the Tower of Zanzibar, a mage who can do many things. I have faith that you can walk."
Yeah, Nim, you can do it. And this coat's comfy. I can see why you wear it all the time.
Silence you!
I'm not talking to you, Rhino. Yeah, let's tell Rhino I'm not talking to him.
So, Kiala's gonna look at Rhino and say, Merrymaker's not talking.
Duly noted!
And then she'll sort of glance towards, I don't know how she's carrying Samson, but she'll glance towards wherever he is and be like, he says duly noted.
Alright. Thank you.
Nim pouts because she has to walk.
I assume it's like a piggyback ride.
Okay. Sure.
And as you continue to walk, things don't feel entirely right. as
Things
far...
haven't felt right.
Well, yeah, but in this way, you keep walking and you don't think about it. But then you start to question things like, when did the stairs start going straight? When did the stairs start going down? You know, weird things. Like, you can't ever seem to put your finger on it, but, like, have stairs always just gone to the right?
Yes.
And you can never find any one thing that would make you think, huh, this is weird, but at the same time, you are literally just walking in all directions at once.
Oh, it's like that painting.
You go over to back, side to side.
And the more you think about it, the more you realize that it kind of just feels like you're walking through space. Like the walls seem to have disappeared, and the expanse seems to have just gotten wider.
Like we're walking through space.
Yeah. And yet the entire time you still hear your footsteps resounding.
Yep, all 3 sets of footsteps.
No, all 4.
No.
Oh, that's scary.
Well, oh yeah, 3.
I was gonna say, if there's a 4th set of footsteps, I'm freaking out.
That would have been so fucking funny.
We're like, wait, whose extra footsteps are those? And
It's...
Zanzibar's just like, it's Samson's, I promise.
I promise you,
It's
the
Samson's,
Merrymaker.
I promise. But yeah, no. Stuff and things.
Things and stuff.
Things and stuff. You are right.
Stuffed things, even.
Things that are stuffed.
So, just to be safe, while we're walking, Yala is going to, cast Goodberry and hand everybody a few.
Is that supposed to do something besides feed you?
Well, they recover HP, right? So, like, 1 HP.
Hey, if you like hold one in your mouth and then you go down and clench your teeth, you're healed.
So you just basically have reverse cyanide capsules.
But yeah, she gives, Rita Sampson 4 to Nim, and keeps 3 for herself. Nim gets the extra one.
Oh, thank you.
Because Nim needs the extra one.
You're very right.
Yeah. No, I was like, yeah, she'll just keep it, and then I was like, no, we have a party member who actively needs more just in case. So she just mentions that, like, if you eat one of these, it can do some very slight healing. Also, eat it before the end of the day, because they will rot.
Okay.
Fair enough. So do you say anything else while you're walking up this impossible scenario?
Does Nim see anything she'd recognize?
Like, the ground?
Stairs.
Magic?
I mean, clearly Nim doesn't recognize stairs.
True.
Nim doesn't walk up long staircases.
What
What
kind
is
of
she, a
magic
mage?
school did you go to?
A kind where you could just float up.
Yeah, different kind of
Lame.
stairs, man.
I just imagine that they...
Yeah,
just
radios
imagine
don't...
that they just install escalators in the nerd
That's
school.
what I was gonna say, radios don't exist, but escalators do.
Segways.
Moving stairs.
Tensor's revolving stairway.
No,
Yeah.
floating discs. Who needs
It
a
could
stairway?
just be like portals.
Yeah. Dimension door, but permanent.
Yeah. But anyways, I
I'm sorry,
don't...
so what's actually happening besides, you know, escalators?
we're walking and trying to decide if anyone's going to say anything about this weird staircase.
This staircase is weird.
Yeah. I wonder where if Nim has a stroke.
Oh, eat one of the good berries.
Nim actually says, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get up, since it seems to be going in a lot of directions other than up.
Yeah, we'll
Right.
get there eventually.
It is quite impractical.
And weird. I don't remember there being this much, like, on the outside.
Yeah.
And it's about that time that you notice that you start asking yourselves, wasn't there somebody else walking up the stairs with you?
Is
Did
Rhino not here
Rhino-
anymore?
I don't know. Is the person you were walking up the stairs with here anymore?
Is
I
there
feel
a
like-
third set of? Is there a third set of footprint of walk noise? Yeah, that.
There are two sets you can hear. Nim's and Hyala's.
Oh,
Where did Rhino go?
probably to go help Lily, I believe.
We're better
You don't
off without
sound
him.
so
Let's keep
confident.
going.
And it's in this flood of questions that there's one that seems almost to be one that you didn't come up with, but it has, you know, the normal thought process. You hear it in your voice, but you can't remember ever being concerned about asking it. And that question is, where is it do you want to go?
To meet Zantax. Zanzibar.
Oh,
Alright, that's Nim's question. That's Nim's answer. What's Samson's answer?
What was it? It's where do I want to go?
Yeah, where do you want to go?
Home.
Oh man.
Alright, and what's Hyala's answer?
I don't know. I'm scared.
Frightened even.
I'm. Like right now, or in
Where do you-
general?
You ask this to yourself?
No.
Yes, yes, I do.
Where do you want to go?
Shall answers a question with a question.
Who wants to
yeah.
go?
Like, you attempt to think outside of that question, and you get the same question. Where is it you want to go?
She continues to not answer and just seems more agitated. Are you guys hearing things?
Yeah. But, like, regular in my head kind of thing, you know?
And
Yeah, but
then-
why would you ask
Ah!
yourself where would you want to go?
No. As you look for Nim's answer, she's also now not there.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh!
No!
There's
like
now
the
one
idea.
set of footsteps.
I
Um,
like the idea that I was just piggybacking Samson. It's like, are you hearing things? Yeah. And then
Okay.
everyone's just gone.
But no, Nim?
Then what?
She's calling out because you disappeared.
Oh!
That's the thing people do. And she'll
So
like
you
look.
say.
Oh,
She'll
what?
look back from where they were before.
I'm concerned.
So wait, did everyone disappear?
No, she's
Rhino is
right-
missing and Nim is missing.
Yeah, but we care about Nim more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
Significantly
Rhino.
more. Rhino missing was like, oh, thank goodness. Nim missing is like,
Oh no,
No.
Nim will die.
So you hear the same question constantly being asked. Just like gently over and over again. Whenever you try and think about anything
the
else,
place
just
to go.
where do you want to go?
Are you getting asked a question about destinations?
Something like that. It's, and she's like very annoyed by this. Like,
I have a feeling.
think straight.
I have a feeling. I got an idea. how to get us out of here.
Hmm.
And might not want to do it, but I think we gotta just... I think this is what gets us to the old man.
Right.
See you on the other side?
I suppose so.
Alright, thanks for the lift. And then Samson's gonna tell his inner Samson he wants to go see Zanzibar.
Yeah.
And Kella is now alone.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I
And
wanna
then there
go
was
where
a
I need
gush
to be.
of air! A tss.
I wanna go where I need to be.
You want to go where you need to be?
Yep. To see Zanzibar.
Ah, good. To see Zanzibar. And with that thought, all of a sudden, you walk up, and there's now a door, much like the front door you came in, sitting in front of you.
So everyone's there now, right?
Well, there's a door in front of you, and you're the last one to be there. So, do you open the door?
You get on the floor?
Everybody. Yes? Is it that same stupid opening mechanism?
No, this one's just, you know, a more normal door.
Of course, nothing's consistent with Zanzibar.
The inconsistency of Zanzibar.
The inconsistency of Zanzibar!
This one is Zanzibar door. The last one was door.
The
of
door Zanzibar.
Ah! Door Zanzibar! The Zanzibar door!
The door in the tower of Zanzibar.
Door.
You walk through the door?
For Zanzibar. The
The
door
door built
specifically made
by
to keep people in Zanzibar. That door.
Yes.
Bless that movie.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, she.
Kiala takes the door handle and pushes it open,
Yeah, I guess.
and light floods your eyes. And as you're walking out of the door is behind you. You pulled it open, but you could have swore that you pushed it. And with that, all three of you begin to file in to the room.
Who the fuck is that old man?
Kella's going to very quickly move closer to the other two.
Can
Well,
Nim?
Place your tokens.
That 10 seconds of being alone was a bad time.
Ah,
Crap, Rhino's here. So wait, where was the door?
The door is that thing right behind Rhino, the brown square. There's not
Nim
many
has no back.
browns. You just walk straight.
Yeah,
Well, no.
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing?
No, so Nim, Nim said hi to Rhino. If Rhino didn't stop Nim from walking over, Nim walked over.
Rhino is kind of just leaning against the wall. Anybody
Nim-
want to roll me perception checks?
Hey,
And if you
want
wanna-
it. It's been like 3 years. What happened?
Felt like it.
I was not being serious.
Nice.
I'll perceive. Shit.
Perceive anything or perceive in general?
It doesn't matter.
I-
Jeez Louise.
I give myself advantage.
Yeah.
I
Samson
mean,
rolled what Nim
if
rolled.
you
I
tell me
rolled
what you're
Samson-
rolling perception for, you may get advantage anyway.
Oh,
I
you-
already have advantage.
Haha. Imagine
Well, I
advantage
don't mean
helping.
you.
Good.
This can I? The surroundings or the guy? I don't know which. I feel like the guy's more important.
Yeah, the guy seems more important.
Yeah, the
And
guy.
That's who you walked up to.
Yeah. I investigate this old man.
You see a 7-foot-tall hooded figure flipping through Celeste's book.
Yeah.
And as you do, he kind of
Yeah.
turns to you and pulls off his hood. It's about time!
Oh my god, eat something!
Jeez. Yeah.
I'm glad that 3 of 5 could manage to get here without dying.
Nim ignores that statement as she doesn't want to deal with it.
Did we see Zanzibar? Because I missed it.
It's an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the 4 pictures in no descript order because, you know, the Discord does not do the things.
Oh, right. I was looking at Roll20. Hold on now.
He got no waist and big hands.
Yeah.
Jesus, Zanzibar. Why is he... That first picture looks like his, like, fighting game sprite. He's just like, go away.
But quick question, did I get advantage on that perception check, or do I have to give it to myself?
No, you got advantage.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I
go
just
unlock
used
those
them.
pictures.
Yeah, because you literally just walked straight up to him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look around the room that we're in.
You see all of the brown below you on the map is actually a laboratory table. I can't smooth it out because, you know, grids.
Yeah.
But past that table is the window you saw from the ground. And it just, you see the expanse of desert. Various baubles and laboratory equipment line the walls. Tapestries on the back wall towards Rhino. And yeah, it really does kind of look like a mix between a lab and a living quarters.
Bitch, you live like this?
And Zanzibar will
Anyway.
get up, tower over Nim, close the book, and kind of just fold his hands into his robes.
Why do I feel like Nim's about to be scolded?
I feel like Nim just always feels like that.
Yeah, nothing hard to accomplish.
You know, I'm a little surprised. When I saw you coming across the room, I was guaranteed that I was going to get a round of questions, and yet somehow you managed to stay silent for more than 6 seconds.
So Nim, hearing that, pulls out her list. Oh, you're ready for them? And then starts reading them off.
And he'll just reach down and quickly put a finger over her lips.
You get 1 before I
Each?
deal with that.
Before what?
Before I deal with the rest of the list, I'll give you 1 to pacify you.
Okay, hold on a sec. Let me go through my list.
Oh boy.
You guys say something. It's a list of 20 questions.
More than 20 or like actually 20?
It's 27.
Yeah. In fact, I still have the list, right?
Also, I'm getting a call. I have to be right back.
So Nim kind of sits there. Jesus Christ, it was 27 questions.
And Samson just kind of like has his is resting against like the table without like touching anything on it, and just has his arms crossed.
So as Nim pulls out the sheet of paper and starts looking at questions, Zanzibar will kind of walk towards the center of the room. And he'll stop a few feet from both of you.
I take it since that one is Hyala, you must then be Samson.
Guilty.
So, certainly everyone in this room has questions for me besides the wall hanger, as he points at Rhino.
Oh, I do, but I assume you brought us here for a reason, and I'll give you the courtesy of going through that first.
Oh, quite the contrary, my dear Samson J. Merrymaker. I didn't bring you here.
No?
Nope.
I'm perplexed.
Would you like me to explain?
Whenever you feel like talking about all the important stuff that the Great Wizard Zanzibar can talk about.
Yeah, I was so tempted to just be like, or you could just give us the sword and we can go home.
You flatter me. Well, in no short order, you 5 We're sent here to die.
Nice.
Oh, my
All
fan.
right.
Go ahead.
I'm not being facetious. The
I'm
entire idea was to kill off the 5 top students from 5 academies that currently didn't seem like they would align with what was put forward.
So at that time, like as Zanzibar is explaining, Samson just has his gun like in his mouth, and it's just
slap him.
and just is holding his other one to yell. Wait, they're not here to kill us?
And you're gonna see Zanzibar just lift up his fingers, form them into a snap, and he's just going to snap his fingers, and Samson's arms are just going to be pulled down to his side. And besides,
Wait, what did I miss? What happened to Samson?
Samson stuck his gun in his mouth and pointed another at Yella, but
No, he was handing it to Yala.
Oh,
Oh.
why'd you
yeah,
stick
no.
a gun in your mouth?
Oh, because he said we were here to die, and he's like, well, shit, I'll just get it over with then.
Oh my god!
Yella looks at him and is like, "Are you okay?"
My arms are a little numb and heavy.
yeah, you're currently under the effects of hold person.
Oh, I knew it. Also, whenever you're ready, I have my question.
So Samson's gonna struggle a little, is like, I ain't the smartest, but this feels like magic.
Oh, goody for you. You can do simple mathematics.
Well, I didn't say that.
I never said that.
Well, you certainly seem
Okay.
capable of making 1 + 1 = 2.
As he kind of walks up to you and he bends down to kind of be closer to eye level.
Oh, you give me my arms back, I'll show you two.
Oh,
You were
aren't you
explaining
cute?
yourself?
As he kind of puts his fingers around Samson's chin and wiggles it a little while calling him cute.
That's weird, but whatever.
You
See,
were explaining
the
yourself?
point is that, well, as per usual, the idea was to, for lack of a better word, irritate me. But this time they had a bit of help.
As he kind of turns around and he starts walking across the room. Which I'm not going to constantly move the token for that unless it's important.
Is there a chair that Nim can sit on? Because Nim's gonna sit down.
By the laboratory table, which is brown, there's a few stools. You can basically pick a spot.
Can we talk about expectations for a second?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I totally imagined at the very beginning of this campaign that the second we met Zanzibar, Samson would have pulled his guns on Zanzibar, and here we are so far forward that Samson's first instinct is to point his guns at himself.
Dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're definitely okay. I don't know why I ever doubted.
See, as you may or may not know, Avrindel has already tried this trick once. The Child King's father tried to take the sword from me, as many other people have tried to take different items for different reasons. Well, I wiped out the army, went to Erangel, and slaughtered the king, committing regicide as I typically do. Well, you see, the Child King's a little stupid in the head, and despite watching his father get torn to shreds right before his eyes, and leaving his entrails as a fine painting across the court just to prove a point, people seem to not understand simple concepts. Like, don't bite off more than you can chew. But me being me, I managed to make many people dislike me. Who would have thought? Gods don't like
Surely
me either.
stumped me.
Ah, yes. Curse the man who is trying to keep you from blowing your own brains out because you're small in the head.
So, I imagine that he has like really tall stools since he's tall, and so Nim's kind of just swinging her feet, listening.
So here's a brief synopsis to answer your question. This entire thing was supposed to be a setup. I was supposed to simply kill you. Or Zanzibar itself was supposed to simply kill you. Or the people, or anything really. You 5 weren't supposed to make it here. And yet somehow you managed to defy expectations of both the king, which isn't a big surprise considering he's an idiot, or even the gods themselves, as they typically underestimate what mortals can do. Hence why I sit here and do my thing. So it came to my idea, what better way to spit in the face of gods than to let you live? What's better? Well, they want the sword, or the king does, certainly. So why don't I just give it to you? See, the perfect thing to do
Let's
to get
go.
back...
Hold up, before he continues, can Samson move his head?
You can move your head.
I want to move my head to yell and be like, hold you.
See, here's the crux of it. What better way than to turn this entire thing on its head than to have the 5 children who are supposed to die live, give them the sword, send them back to Erangel, and when they're trying to figure out how you're alive, well, the king's a child. He's greedy. The gods aren't going to lay ever present before him, because, well, that'd be a waste of their time. They're too important. So, you take the sword, he can't deny it, you walk into the courtroom, and then we kill the king.
And at that, he's going to just pause and look at both of you, Nim, still, on the other side of the room.
Hey, alright.
I thought you might agree. Especially since I could just about give you anything.
Anything?
Oh boy.
If you're... Yes, within most
Oh
reason.
boy.
And if it's
I was gonna look at
unreasonable,
Samson.
do you think we could maybe switch to something else? Or is this like a one and done thing?
What do I look like, a djinn?
Yes.
I have no
Yeah.
need for tricks and games. Hence the reason
You have
why
a
I
need
don't
for a good
lie.
steak, though.
A good steak?
Yes. Boy is malnourished. He looks like if you pat his shoulder the wrong way, you're gonna snap 7 vertebrae.
Yeah.
But
The only thing holding this man up is magic.
before I attempt to deal with you,
As he snaps his fingers and your arms are released.
I did say I'd give you one question to pacify you. Have you sorted through your list enough?
Yes. What do you know about wild magic?
Everything. Really not hard when you're practically the one who taught it to people.
Care to elaborate?
I have the
Easy.
sword.
Astral magic is the highest and most pure form of magic. Wild magic is mortals' attempts to mimic it, but they fail because they literally haven't had multiple, infinite amounts of time to study magic in its purity. Hence I have. So, if anybody cared to call me anything other than evil and dark and horrible, I'd probably have a more acceptable title, like the Father of Wild Magic. Not that I care.
Sounds like you care. But
As,
that's just me.
as he'll walk over to a stool and kind of spin on top of it.
Can the rest of us get a question too?
Sure, shoot. If I want to use you, I might as well give you what you want,
Yay.
within limits.
You know what? You already know I'm confused. I'm not gonna give you that ammo. But what boggles me is you seem to be incredibly old, judging by how old you look.
Thank you. I literally can't remember how long I've been alive.
So, a big thing that's just been bugging me by this whole thing is, what does any of this matter to you?
Oh. Well, that's a very good question. I have a number of wants. I want to see God should. I would love to
This is
see.
just gonna nod at that.
I would love to see the Child King suffer a death most unpainful because he irritates me for breathing. I want to see my Eladrin return to me, but certain people are too stupid to be able to follow basic tasks, thus they wind up without a head.
Don't lose your head. Nim also
Oh,
doesn't know
boy.
what that means.
Oh boy.
Why are there so many head references?
And I want to return the Eladrin to what they once were, because if I did that, well, it would make up for certain things.
And at that, he's kind of going to get up and walk back over to Celeste's book.
Now, I get that, but forgive me if I might be a little too dense. But that didn't really answer my question. That's all what you want. I'm more interested in why you want it, or why you even need us.
Because
We're
if I
just a
was to
bunch of
do
kids.
half those things by myself, then mortals would cease to function as they should. I'm not supposed to be the thing everyone hates and despises. I'm not supposed to be the thing everyone loves. I prefer to sit back, to watch life play out, record what I can, and then wait for the next turn of the next reality. But it seems increasingly impossible because the gods are vain. They think themselves perfect, they want to be perfect, they want to be in proper gods. So I can't wipe the gods out myself, because then I'm just a monster. And then all of humanity is mortality is going to rise up and try and take me down. And all that's going to end up in is a lot of dead bodies and a world without sentience. That's not a good option. I don't appreciate that. But if I could get the mortals to do the job for me,
As he'll stop flipping through the book and look at Nim. And he's kind of just going to put both his hands on Nim's shoulders.
well, if I get mortals to do the job, if I screw up their plans so horribly that it's a mess, well, problem sorts itself out now, doesn't it?
As he starts walking back over to you and Hyala.
Nim doesn't get what just happened.
Doesn't that make a lot more sense? If I get
So-
them to fight amongst themselves, I could start a war. A war that spans the world as we know it. And the prize? No more gods. And I could easily replace them with the Eladrin that they hate so much.
We started a civil war between the Zorn and the Golems.
I know, I've been watching.
Not something to brag about.
It's not bragging.
Kelly's
Speaking-
genuinely distraught over that.
Speaking of, how did you manage that?
Well,
You.
long story short,
Literally you.
pretty much like everything else, that little trinket you gave Yala back in Everengall, we ended up trading to the Tanzorn for a safe passage, and they seem to have used that as an up in a war against the other Zorn by being able to get some golem cores. And he's gonna look past Yala to Rhino. I was like, I seem to have gotten that all right. Right, Rhino?
No, Rhino just nods. And Zanzibar just stands there, standing at the wall, staring at the wall.
What is wrong with this kid?
Wait, what?
By the way, you think we could get another one of those?
And he kind of just like doubles over, laughing, just continuing to be like,
That's hilarious! Out of all the things I thought of, I thought that she would never part with something that would keep her comfortably cool. And yet somehow she lets it get eaten.
Yeah, that was kind of my fault.
That's
as he kind of just waggles his finger at both of you. So that explains why I suddenly was no longer able to see you. That explains a lot.
Were you able to see the inside of a Zorn? Actually, don't tell us that.
Asking for a friend.
Well, let's say when it was black, I decided that something had happened, and I stopped trying to figure out why I couldn't see anything, or feel anything, or why, for lack of a better term, the connection was dead. Impressive survival thinking now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now I get to ask a question.
This should be good.
Where's the body?
Which one?
I already have
I
one.
assume.
I already have
Oh.
one, genius. I mean the one you're holding on to.
Well, obviously, you know I'm holding on to it, and he's just gonna reach up and just kind of like pull the head out. Not like
So,
okay, not like the disembodied head, but just like the wrapped up, just like hold it from the head.
Nim.
And,
Just like, what the fuck did I miss?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Zanzibar is kind of just going to walk over and just hold a hand out for you to lay the body in.
Oh boy.
And I
Here we go.
understand you, small of mind, so when I said you're holding on to it, let's just be clear. I meant all three of you. Or possibly you, as he points at Rhino. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
took it from them.
Nim turns around because she doesn't want to know what's going on.
I wrapped it up with the hopes to get it back to home country for proper burial.
Sounds like there's other plans.
Which is why you can hesitate that. Which is why you can wonder why I'm hesitating to give it even to you.
He said 5 of us would be returning.
Yes, well,
As he kind of gently takes the corpse from you.
Necromancy, this motherfucker.
despite what you may believe, that goal may be shared.
As he kind of takes Prince's body and lays it on the table.
I am many things, but I am not a necromancer, so don't worry about
That's
that.
true. But you're gonna
I,
say I'm not a doctor.
I kind of doubt that, but hey, you'd know more than I would.
Of course I would. I'm me, not you. Is there a limit to what comes out of your mouth?
If you were anyone else, I'd have shot you by now.
You could try and pull the trigger, but there's no guarantee my fingers wouldn't be around your neck.
Oh, I know.
Glad we're on the same page.
As he's gonna walk back over to you and pat you on the head.
Are you like this with everybody?
What do you mean? I'm simply telling the truth.
Yeah, no wonder why
I'm-
you're hated around the world.
I meant the head patting.
That depends. There can be many different types of head pats.
I don't want clarification.
Yeah, please end that statement.
In any event, as I was saying, I am many things, but I am not a necromancer. I fully intend to make sure that goes to where it belongs. Oh, second question. Where's the armor?
Over here, and then he's just gonna like shift his shoulders so that his backpack starts to jingle.
Zanzibar is just gonna side-eye you and hold a hand out and be like, doing the gimme motion.
Say please.
Samson is going to walk over there very slow and hand him the armor.
And he'll take it And is it in a bag already?
It is in a bag already.
He'll take the bag and he'll just lay it next to the body.
Anything else?
No, that's everything I can think of right now.
And he's just gonna point without looking at her to Hyala.
Go! Everybody else has asked their question. Surely you have one.
I really thought you were gonna ask for the sword.
I mean, that's literally the only thing she particularly cares about, but she's like, should I ask a question?
Does she...
She's like, I want to leave.
You could ask for another cold stone if you wanted.
I feel like it's not the kind of question he's looking for.
All questions are trying to get something from someone. You might as well get what you're looking for.
I guess she's just. Can we move it along?
No! Too bad.
And he'll just turn around and sit on a stool again, cross his legs, slump his arms back on the table.
You know, for 3 young, plucky adventurers who have practically infinite knowledge at their disposal, I was expecting more rapid fires.
I was told that's rude.
Oh,
Between you
hush.
and me, there's only one thing I want to rapid fire, so...
Is that me?
No, actually.
Well,
This is new.
You really don't know everything. That is a shocker.
I have never claimed once to know everything.
No, but you'd figure after how long you've been at this? Oh wait, that's right, you don't
You
know that
don't
either.
know.
See, you're finally starting to catch on. Besides, every new reality brings an entirely new set of rules. It takes time to learn one reality, and just about by the time you've figured it out, it's already dying. I stopped trying to completely measure it a long time ago, I think. But
he's actually gonna like smirk at that, I think.
But hey, one man's forgetfulness is another one's curiosity. You don't have to know everything to have fun. There are other ways to get about that.
Are you actually telling me that? Because that's kind of hilarious.
I don't see what else I'd be talking to. I'm certainly not
Well.
talking to the floor.
Well, I think that's the first thing that we ever agreed upon.
And hopefully it'll be many more.
And he'll just look
I
at
don't know
Hyala real
about
quick,
that.
and he'll just point at her and be like,
Ah, don't step on that rug.
Why?
do you stop or continue to step? Jade?
Huh? Oh, she'll stop, I guess.
Yes.
Why can't she step on the rug?
Because it would hurt her. Pugsley! Rugsley! Get upstairs!
And with that,
What?
2 floor rugs on the floor are going to get up, and they're kind of just going to run like really flat dogs up the stairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, strangle rugs can be really, really good pets.
Oh, speaking of pets, how can I go about raising my own golem?
At that, he's kind of gonna just shake his head and look at you with wide eyes.
I thought you used guns. When were you a mage?
Oh, you gotta be a mage for that? Damn it.
You gotta have some kind of magical aptitude. It's not like a plant. You don't just stuff them in the ground and wait for the golem vine to appear.
Unless
I
you're
mean,
a
like,
druid.
I can do a magic. Like, literally one, but...
Yellow's pondering. She's like, huh.
Do you
I
got
have magic.
Do you got over 300 years to learn some more?
That depends. You want to give me, like, a little, like, what life extension rifle?
No.
Well, then I guess there's your answer.
And I guess there's yours.
Damn it. Well, this thing's as good as garbage.
Wait, how would you? Cause them magic. So shallow.
Yeah, and y'all named one. That's gotta count for something, right?
How would you what?
Please.
Grow a golem or perform golemancy?
The last one.
The last one? Well,
Yeah.
it depends. How much aptitude do you have? Well, I know you have wild magic, so that's kind of a null point. It completely and utterly depends on what you know and what you don't know. How much do you know about elementals?
How much does Nim know about elementals?
I would say probably not much, considering you've never shown any aptitude for making elementals before.
Well, you really conjure them.
Well, yeah, conjure.
And that's all high level shit.
I can't roll like a history check.
I read it in a comic book once.
You can roll a history check at
He has
disadvantage.
read a lot of books.
Yeah, Nim reads all the time.
Yeah,
Do
you can
it.
roll a you can roll a history check at disadvantage.
Ugh.
You've read the bare minimum. You know they exist.
You know they're elementals.
Yeah,
I haven't read enough books on them.
Well, there's always a time to start and learn.
Ella thinks about Pana.
Samson, thought... Samson stops thinking about golems coming out of the bags of holding and punching shit.
Nim
Damn,
asked, how
another
would I
dream
get a
crush.
familiar?
What?
How would I get a familiar? This is Nim.
How would you get a familiar?
Yes.
You're going to have to explain a little more. It's pretty much a kind of a simple thing, at least for me. I don't know where you stand. Because I could literally just...
And he snaps his fingers, and in between you and Hyala, a bolt of electricity kind of forms out of thin air, and it takes the rough shape where you could just barely see, like, appendages that could be taken as arms and legs.
See, look. Electricity elemental. Right there.
Oh,
And
that's cute.
And he snaps his
Aw.
fingers again and it disappears.
Oh.
so it really depends. Are you trying to make familiar creature? Are you trying to adapt a living creature? Are you trying to make a golem? Are you trying to use elementals? You've got a lot of questions coming from one you barely asked.
Which would be easiest for me?
Is there like a personality test I can take? That says
Which elemental is suited for you based on your choices
what
of desserts?
familiar would be easier for you to summon based on how you would drive this car?
Tell us which man
At that,
you think is more
he'll
attractive.
get up
We'll assign
and
you
walk
a
over to
familiar.
Nim. And he'll kind of just look at her and he'll give a really toothy grin. You know, like in the pictures.
Oh, my dear. It's never about what's easy or what you should do. It's always about what you want.
Well, don't say that.
Sorry, I'm afraid for Nim, that's very difficult. Much easier to take a BuzzFeed quiz.
Ah,
See, it entirely depends on what you want. If you want to craft familiars, then Golemancy is more your style. If you want to raise armies, well then any one of them is suitable, except for smaller familiars. If you want just to never use your hands again, well then a room full of tiny birds is good. But it's never about what you need, or should, or have to. What's easiest, what's harder. It's always about what you want.
feel really
for
fucking called
yourself.
out right now.
So, I got a question, Mr. Man of Many Wants.
I've got an answer. And
Let's
as
say
he's looking
I
back
want
at you, he'll point across the room at Rhino. You can leave. Stay outside.
Stay outside. Go
And
home.
Rhino, without skipping a beat, will kind of just walk over to the door, and he'll leave.
Bye.
Rhino. See you soon. We hope. Don't abandon us.
But he walks over and looks at Samson.
And you were saying?
Now, if I want to put a bullet fresh between Soon's eyes, what is the best way to do that?
And at that, you'll see his, like, normal relaxed expression change to a nearly ear-to-ear toothy smile with his eyes very wide open.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you have to join the line. Take a number and take a seat.
How
But
many
you-
are in line?
By my count, should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3.
Literally just standing there counting.
Wait, hold on. No. 1, 2, 3.
Carry the 7.
Points at Samson.
4, 5. Should be 5.
Well, I'm
You
not
would've
much for
expected.
cues.
Yeah.
Let's call it a race. And I want to get an edge in.
Well,
You
how about
seem you seem like you really want something done about these angels, and gods, and whatever the hell they are. And you also seem really, really interested in using us as a means to an end.
And he kind of stands there, raises an eyebrow. He's fully listening.
I have, again, not magic, not a mage, but I have a question. From what I have learned about these magic-y folk is that there exists a type of person who acts as
Do you want to make a warlock contract?
Nim, shut up, I'm getting to that.
Oh.
You're not the one who's supposed to say it, I am.
No. Oh.
Who makes deals with well, people of greater power.
Wait, did Nim actually say that?
Well, I was going for yes, but it sounds like Revel wants to say it, so no.
Yeah. Don't steal my lightning.
And the one time Nim was going to actually say something.
Well, wrong time, wrong place. Sucking
Jeez.
nerd. But I hear that there are people who make contracts with those of large amounts of power. And it ends up being mutually beneficial.
Yeah, or one of them blows the other one's head up.
Well, decapitates, but I will be back in a sec.
I was wondering if you might be interested in being that, patron, they call it?
And he's just gonna stand there staring at you.
Samson, are you trying to sell your soul? Nim
He
says
don't
that.
want my soul. I know that for a fact.
Okay, now I'll be right back.
And as you look at him, you're looking him dead in the eyes, right?
Oh yeah.
As you stare at him, the longer you look at him, the more his eyes seem to turn into black discs. As if they're sinking into a skull. And the more you start to feel like the room's closing in around you, making you feel more and more uneasy.
Samson.
Zanzi.
I'm not a god.
Did Nimrikiala notice what's going on? Or are they just being awkwardly quiet?
I mean, yeah, you basically see Zanzibar standing there, and you hear him talk, but as soon as he says, "I'm not a god," the whole room just literally feels malevolent.
Yeesh. Do we have to fight the room?
Just like a wave of it, just pure, like, hate and malevolence washes over just about everyone and everything.
So do I think about how much I hate things?
I don't know, do you think about how much you hate things?
I mean, if it's the feeling that's going around. Sounds
No,
like
not
it's
like
the feeling.
you feeling malevolent. Just like the very atmosphere itself feels to be
Feels
charged
of
with it.
hate.
Yeah, that the air around you tends to impact the way you feel.
Fair enough. If that's how you choose to play it out, by all means. And as soon as that happens, everything kind of goes back to normal. Zanzibar is staring at you, got a smile on his face.
That should answer your question
I'm back.
sufficiently.
Did Samson make the contract?
No. Basically all hatred condensed into a single statement where he shot me down saying I'm not a god.
Samson got the most rejected that any man has ever been rejected.
However,
Men only want one thing, and it's disgusting.
Pure
Power!
fucking malevolence.
however, I can offer to make things easy for you.
I thought it wasn't about easy.
Ah,
Well, it depends. How much do you want to be a monster?
ooh, that's a loaded question. Bold of you to assume I'm not already one.
I mean, in terms of monsters in the party, don't think you guys.
Because, Mr. Merrymaker,
As he kind of starts to walk circles around you,
as easy as it can be for a man to be a murderer, as easy as it can be to lop off another's head or shoot them in the back, it's another thing to be a god killer. It's an entirely different thing to be a monster. So,
That depends on who you ask, but that's not up to
do
me.
you want to be a man? Or would you rather be a monster?
Are
Because
you
I can only help with
human?
one of those things.
I think you should say no, fam.
well, it's not really a yes or no question at this point. It's, do you want to be a man or do you want to be a monster?
Continue to be a man.
You said it takes a monster to kill a god, right?
I never said that. But power can make one want to be a monster. So hence, if I'm going to help you, I need to know which you want to be. A man or a monster.
Nim goes, please choose the first one.
I was just listening very intently.
I came all the way here for one thing and one thing only.
Mima.
And that would be...
to get my ma the help she needs.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I'd like to take these guns and blast apart every celestial that I see, for doing that to two of the only people I could reasonably call friends in this world, I could never look my mom in the eyes if I wasn't a man.
So, let me hear it.
I cannot be a monster.
Then you
No,
wish
there's.
to be a man.
He doesn't wish it, he just is.
I do.
Oh boy.
And then
I wish to be a man.
Nim is very confused.
Zanzibar is going to lean close to your ear.
Then I don't have to kill you. And in
Oh
fact,
my god.
I can help you. Because
Don't
after
get much
all,
more.
Samson J. Merrymaker, despite what everyone believes, Zanzibar is a man.
And I think that is a good place to end for now.
I get to ask my questions next session.
A genocidal asshole man.
Yeah.
What a man. Shocking.
That's all speculation.
Zanzibar needs to eat something.
This is the only history written by losers.
That's a great place to stop the recording.